What's up everyone, my name is Mr. H and I'm going to show you how to create your own virtual ensemble using Keynote on the iPad. Now the virtual ensemble is a great tool to be able to either play music with yourself or play music with friends and then have some sort of product to show for it. So the first things first is you need to make sure that when you're recording with a metronome. Everyone should have the same metronome setting. My metronome was set to 130 for my recording. And then you need to have some sort of marker. So in the movies they have that marker board thing, and what that does is that allows people to align the audio and the video in post-production. And you need to be able to align all the videos in post-production. So to do that, you're just going to clap. You have to make sure that the clap is really easy to be seen. You don't want it to be off like this. You want the clap to be like this, and determine with yourself or with your friends when that clap is going to occur. So for me, it was one measure before the beginning of the song. My song had a pickup on beat 4, so I had clap 2, 3, start playing on beat 3, and then the song starts on the next beat. So if you have recordings that are all to the same metronome setting, and if you have a marker in there and it's all in the same spot, then you can make a virtual ensemble. So let's get into photos first. So I'm going to be in photos, and I have my clips here. I have my 4 clips. The first step that you need to do is you need to trim your clips. You see? Really nice and clear. We need to trim the clips. So you're going to click on Edit, and you can grab the little slider down here, and you can move it. You want to move it so it's right on the frame where the hands come together. If you force press, you can get it right to the frame. That's it. Once it's there, you press done and save as a new clip. Let's save it as a new clip, and then press play. It should be from right there. Saving it as a new clip just because if you're maybe one frame ahead or behind, you can go back and you could fix that one later. Now that you have everything saved, it's time to move into Keynote. So I'm going into Keynote, looks like a little presentation thing, and I'm just going to delete everything that's on the page already. So you highlight an object by clicking on it and then just click delete. Clicking delete here, click delete, click delete. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my videos. To bring in any object, you press plus, and then you have your object pane here. I'm going to bring in a photo or video. And then I'm going to bring in my videos. And you can see they're the ones with the claps. The other ones were the ones that, the original ones. I'm going to bring this one in. And I'm going to deselect it by clicking in the blank region there. I'm going to add in another one. So that was number 1. Here's number 2. And let's do number 3. 1, 2, 3. And the last one, we're going to add in number 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. All right, so now I have all, that's an interesting face, all 4 clips there. Ooh, pressure. All 4 clips. Now, I want to size one of these clips to be roughly where I think it should be. And you'll notice that there are these little guides there, these little things that snap. Do you see that? So snap it to a guide. And then I'm just going to get all of them to snap to those guides. And that's one of the really awesome things about Keynote, is that you can have these guides in there. Boop-doo. Now on the computer when you're doing this, you can change the volume of the different clips. Unfortunately, you can't do that on Keynote for the iPad. This one is a little far down there. This one. There we go. Now everything is perfectly lined up. It looks good. If you want, you can create a grid. I'll show you how to create a grid really quick. You just go to Add, and you're going to add in an object this time, and you can add in a line. Now anytime that you have something highlighted, you see how this is highlighted, has its handles there? If you click on the little paintbrush there, that allows you to change its attributes. So I wanted this to be a little thicker. I'm going to make it much thicker. Let's make it 20 points. And I'm going to change the color. Let's make it white. Okay, so now I have a, stuck. Okay. So now I have this, and it'll snap to the middle, snap to the middle. So you could make a grid using lines like that. But just to make things easy, I'm not going to do any grids. Now we have to have all the videos play together. Right now, if I want to present this project, only one video would play at a time, and that would be unfun to watch. We want all the videos to play at the same time. So to do that, you are going to click on a video, and then click on Animate, and click on where it says Start Movie Build In, and where it says Start on Tap. You want the first one to be on tap. This was the first one that we brought in. I want to do the same process for all the videos. And then where it says on tap, you want to say with build 1. So that means when build 1 starts, animation 1 starts, animation 2 is going to start at the same time. So now these videos are going to start at the same time, which is awesome. Okay, we do the same thing here. Now it's going to be with build 1. Do the same thing here. And with build 1. Now if we go to play the video, I'm going to go done here. If you want to just do a really quick, just Brady Bunch style video, I mean, you could add in those grid lines. Now if I go to play, check out what happens. I'm going to press tap. Do you see how there's a little bit of sound variation? I don't think I got the claps 100% perfect. You can get the claps 100% perfect, or you can use this just to create the video, and then you can create the audio in a different program. But, I mean, it's close. It's usable. So now let's talk about creating some animations. So if I want to animate, if I want to change anything, and I want the videos to continue playing, you have to have the videos on the screen at the same time. So if you wanted to like bring up one video and make it bigger at the front, in the foreground, and then have all the other videos go away, you have to still have those other videos in the slides somewhere. So let me show you how to do that. If you don't have them in the slide, then they'll stop playing, and that won't be fun. So let's say I want these 3 videos to go away. There's a couple ways you could do it. First way is you could just press the format tab thing there, and then if you go to style, you could change the opacity to 0. That means they're fully transparent. Now they're gone, right? And then what you could do is you could make this one bigger. Boop. And now it's bigger. So that's something you could do. But let's go back. Let's go back. Because what you want to be able to do is you want to have these transitions happen. You want them to look cool when they're occurring. So to do that, if you tap on the slide here, the whole slide, and then you click duplicate, it's going to take everything that was on this slide and bring it to the second one. Now, any changes, remember, that you do to these, you have to keep these on the frame. Another way to keep them on the frame is if you zoom out, you can just move them away. So let's just move these away. Going away. See ya. And let's make this one bigger. So now they're still going to play, but now they're going to play in the wings, I guess, if you're thinking about it like an actual performance. They're still playing the music, but they're in the wings. Now, to make this a dynamic transition, to make this interesting, if you click on the actual slide, and then you want to animate, so you click on Animate here, you can add a transition. And what this is going to do, I'm going to do a magic move. Check out what happens if I do magic move. I'll zoom in a little more. Cancel. All right, let's check out my magic move transition. I'm gonna see what it looks like, and you can change its how it works. You know, if 2 seconds is too long, you can change it. You can fade unmatched objects. You can go crazy. Let's see what it looks like. In all of its unsunk glory. Got to make sure you get those claps perfect. So that's one thing you could do. You can bring it back. Like I could duplicate this slide. And then I can change its location by, I'll delete the animation. And I'm going to highlight it, and I'll move it. And now I changed its location. Let's add a transition here. We're going to add another magic move. Okay, and now it's going to bring it back. And then you can add in titles. Let me just show you really quick how to add in titles. So like let's say you wanted, we're going to say cancel. You want to say cancel to that because what it's going to do is it's going to duplicate your slide for you, but you already know how to duplicate slides because you're a pro. Let's say I wanted to add in titles before this even started. I'm just going to take a slide here. I'll put it at the top and just gonna, I'm still in the animation thing here. I'm going to get out of there. And you could just say like, clap together, play together. Maybe that's the name of the song. And let's get rid of everything else. We'll delete this. We'll delete this. Clap together, play together. And let's say you want to have an animation for just this object. So if you highlight the object and you click on animate, you have all of these different, we're going to build it in. You have all these different things you could do, and you could test them out and see what they look like. Some of them are cooler than others. Some of them are pretty lame, but if you like the lame things, if you want some confetti or some fireworks in your life, they're all here. Let's do fire. Yeah. No, let's not do fire. That hurt. How about trace? Trace looks cool. We'll do trace. Okay. And this is pretty small. So I'm going to get out of animate here. Go to my format tool. Let's make this text a little larger. We're just going to bump it up a bit. Just going to keep going. I want it bigger. I want it bigger. All right, so now I have that. And maybe I want to do a transition from this slide to the next. So do a transition. I'm going to add a transition. Instead of doing magic move, I'm going to do dissolve. So it's going to dissolve from this slide to the next slide, and then I'm going to press play. Now, when you press play, you are creating a performance of your slideshow with the music. And what I recommend doing for this, since you can't record the speed in which you click on Keynote on the iPad, you can't do that. What you can do, however, is you could do a screen recording of your iPad screen, and you can tap along. Like right now I'm screen recording my iPad for this video, but if I clicked on screen record and I screen recorded myself going through and clicking everything when I wanted it to change, because you're kind of acting as the director here, then your iPad is going to remember that in that video, and that video is going to be saved. That's one way to do it. Another way to export it is if you click on the three dots up here, go to export, and then you can make it a movie. You can make it a GIF if you want. That's kind of cool. You have to tell it when you want the slides to move. So you have to kind of figure that out. That's why I kind of like that method of you can press play, you just tap on the screen whenever you want, and then you save it to your camera roll. But here's the really cool feature. If you click on the little person there, you could invite someone to collaborate on this together. So let's say you want to collaborate with a teacher or another student. You can just copy the link. Well, let's go to share options first. I'm going to share it so that anyone with the link can share it. You can add a password if you want, and then copy that link. Now, the link, if you share that link with a friend or a teacher, when they open it up either on their computer or on their iPad, they can collaborate with you in real time, and it's pretty crazy. Now, the computer allows you to adjust volumes, which is really, really good. The computer also allows you to trim the clip a little bit. So if things weren't lined up, like in mine, you can trim the clip on the computer and you could fix things. So there's a whole lot you can do with Keynote. You can get super in-depth with having things move and animating things in a really cool way. Also, the computer allows you to record when you click advance in your slideshow, and then you can export the video after that. That has a little more flexibility. So hopefully this helps. Have fun making videos.